Barriers to team effectiveness. Over my work career, I've seen these 8 barriers significantly limit and sometimes destroy a team-based improvement effort. I hope that you're convinced that a team approach and the high levels of employee engagement it fosters is necessary to sustain process excellence. If so, then you probably recognize the need to design your team support systems so that the potential impacts of these barriers are minimized. Otherwise, it's difficult, if not impossible, to sustain team effectiveness over time. Providing time for team meetings, between meeting project work, and team skill development are 3 of the key things needed to move towards high levels of project and focused team effectiveness. And yes, I think we need to train all 3 team types, including our safety committees, including our management teams. Almost every organization has focus teams in place, but thought is often not directed at how effective or ineffective these teams might be. It's just we need to have a safety committee, so we have one. Well, everybody has weekly management team meetings, so we should have one. But how effective are they? How could we make them more effective? How could we get just as much effectiveness out of less time? In a similar sense, project team effectiveness is rarely considered beyond project timeliness and the dollars of savings that the team is expected to provide. But there's stakeholder impact that projects have. That is very important. You hope that stakeholder engagement is enhanced as a result of projects that affect those stakeholders. It's important not to forget about those management teams that are also project teams by design. Organization wastes lots of money because they focus more on frontline team performance than they do on management team performance. Think about your engineering teams. Many organizations rarely question, let alone measure, the output and effectiveness measures of their management teams, sales teams, marketing teams, research and development teams, training committees. Instead, they seem to merely meet for the sake of meeting, to prove that we have a team that meets for this purpose. Risk reduction teams. We would never let a frontline team get away with doing such a thing now, would we? I mean, just simply using resources without any evidence of effectiveness other than, well, we were there. Finally, keep in mind that process owner effectiveness and a continually improved hiring process are the primary keys to work team effectiveness. In other words, if we don't hire the right people that can fit with our processes and fit with our existing folks, that's going to be a challenge. And if our leaders, our process owners aren't effective, then people are not going to enjoy their work experience. The process isn't going to get improved over time, and we won't be able to sustain excellence at that level either. Without effective process owners, managers, and supervisors, in other words, work teams struggle to reach their potential. Effectiveness versus team type. If you're truly trying to improve team effectiveness, you need to approach it from 2 perspectives. First, you need to realize that team effectiveness is driven both by what takes place in meetings and in between meetings. And I have seen this proven over and over, time and time again over a 20-year period during the virtual consensus process with the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. You know, we national examiners have been using virtual consensus where we do things in meetings and then between meetings, and it produces a great product. And without the blend of both, we would not be able to achieve the cycle time we achieve and the outcomes we achieve. Also, you need to use different approaches to address in-meeting and between-meeting skill deficiencies, okay? Different skills are needed in the meeting versus working on the work between the meeting. So we give you a diagram here on the slide that shows that all 3 team types, work process teams, focus teams, project teams, they rely on meeting effectiveness to help them achieve their goals. Now, they may not spend the same percentage of their day in meetings or their average day in meetings, but they all do count on getting together. So a work process team might just huddle. A focus team's going to do most of its work in the meeting, then the project team's probably in the middle. The diagram shows that the different approaches are needed to improve between meeting effectiveness for each of the three team types. Now, the positive thing is between meeting effectiveness for a work process team is simply daily process management and improvement. Between meeting effectiveness for focus teams and project teams gets more into leader standard work and how we manage support process time that is not directed right at the value stream. So a lot of time and money can be saved and a lot of stress can be minimized simply by addressing meeting effectiveness in general, no matter what type of team is meeting. So at a minimum, ask the meeting participants, are we getting something out of this or not, and make adjustments if you're not. In other words, survey these folks with at least 3 to 5 questions every meeting until things get to where it's a good place. But I give you a meeting improvement process in this training, and I also talk about the sound team dynamics management skills. We talked about those right up front. If you practice those skills, if you use the meeting management improvement tools that I give you here in this workbook, you can get more done in any meeting in less time. But addressing meeting effectiveness alone, however, won't allow you to optimize team performance because you're not integrating team efforts across the organization, across the business unit, across the location. Work process teams who spend only a small percentage of their work time in meetings will actually benefit more from using that process excellence from the inside out mindset. You know, they've got to measure their key metrics at the process level on a daily basis, track the key things that affect those metrics each day, typically 5 to 10 items that you capture in a waste database, and then do your measurement analysis, trending, and improvement to get rid of the things that are holding you back. Focus teams find that proper preparation before meetings will help improve their performance. I think also clarifying their mission and what is the purpose of the team getting together impacts the results of focus teams. These teams also benefit from using virtual as opposed to face-to-face consensus. Focus teams don't often have to meet together face-to-face as much. There can be a blend, a hybrid approach. Finally, project teams must use sound project management skills because their meetings are a waste of time if project development progress does not consistently occur between each formal meeting. And so with project teams, it's more obvious how the blend should work, but that should be the same for all teams.